Hey, yeah, welcome to my channel. This is Shayo Alofe, your transformation coach. I help people transform their lives through network marketing, just as it transformed mine. If you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please go ahead and do that. If improving your life, transforming your life, moving from where you are to where you want to be, if that is one of the things you're looking to accomplish in life, so this is a place for you to be. I share a lot of things that would help you do that. I share a lot from my personal story and how I moved from being the battered, broken, abused wife to a successful entrepreneur with teams in 7 different countries, generating millions of dollars in sales, helping thousands and thousands and thousands of people all over the world. So, all the things that helped me move from that broken, battered, abused wife to this strong, independent, compassionate, confident woman that I have become, I share all of that on here. All right, so please go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done that. Go ahead and share this channel as well with your friends that you think may benefit from what we have to talk about or from what we talk about here. Today, I want to talk about abuse. I want to define abuse. Believe it or not, a lot of people, especially where I come from, which is Nigeria, do not recognize abuse. And I must say that even for me, I thought that when I was married, the only form of abuse going on, I just assumed it was physical abuse, just the domestic, the physical one. It was not until I left and I started going through therapy and talking to people that I understood that there were all the other types going on as well. Of course, the verbal, yes, but then the psychological, the emotional, all of those ones were also going on at the same time as the physical abuse. Some people believe that as long as the abuse is not physical, you can still stay in that relationship, you can still stay in that marriage. Some people assume that the worst form of abuse is a physical abuse. And I have heard a lot of people talk about their own experiences in abusive relationships. They were not physically assaulted or beaten, but they were emotionally abused. Many of those people say that the impact of that emotional abuse, in their opinion, is even a lot more than if they were physically abused. So we cannot downplay any form of abuse, really. Abuse is abuse. It doesn't matter if it's physical or not. Abuse is abuse. But for this session today, I just want to explain. I went on Google and just typed what is abuse, right? So I want to read out a definition of abuse that I found so that people will understand that when they start seeing things like this, it is abuse. So it says abuse is when someone causes us harm or distress. Anything that causes you harm or distress is abuse. Anything that causes you harm or distress is abuse. It can take many forms, ranging from disrespect to causing someone physical or mental pain, right? Disrespect or causing someone physical or mental pain. It can occur in someone's home, a care home, hospital, or a public place. Often, the people who commit abuse are taking advantage of a special relationship. Often, the people who commit abuse are taking advantage of a special relationship. So I just got that off the internet. And it's important to understand that whenever you feel disrespected, whenever you've been caused some kind of pain, physical pain, emotional pain, anguish in your heart, you're distressed, it is abuse. It is abuse. If it's happening consistently, oh my goodness, definitely it is abuse. So today's session is just to make it clear what is abuse and what is not abuse. And we shouldn't accept any form of abuse. I hear people say that you dictate how you are treated in a relationship, or you dictate how you continue to be treated in a relationship. For those that are going through a physical form of abuse, in fact, there's no conversation to be had. You need to leave, like right now. Interestingly, I was on a live on TikTok a few days ago where I was invited to speak on escaping abusive relationships. And one of the speakers talked about creating a plan before you escape, creating a plan before you leave. And I do agree that you need to have some form of plan, some form of strategy, where you're going to go, what you're going to do, how you're going to protect yourself, and if there are children in that relationship, how you're going to protect the children as well. But I have also come across women that are staying in their abusive relationships or marriages because they're saying they're still making a plan. They're still working out their exit strategy. They're still figuring out what they're going to do, how they're going to progress. And that bothers me because many times these women are there for years, still trying to figure out this exit strategy. Some of them, I haven't known of anyone personally that I have related with that has died in the hands of their abuser. So I don't know that. But I have read stories of women that were beaten to death in their marriage. They were killed, they were shot, whatever. Some of these women wanted to leave. Some of them had plans to leave. Some of them were creating an exit strategy when something happened that led to their death. What I'm trying to say is that in as much as you want to have a plan, in as much as you want to have a safe place for yourself and your children to go to, in as much as you want to know how you're going to be able to support yourself financially, especially if you've always relied on the man. I get all of that. In as much as you're planning and you're trying to make all of that come together, don't stay in a marriage where you could die because you're still trying to figure out where you're going to go. You see, it's only the living, it's only someone that is alive, right? That can work again. It's only someone that is alive that can start afresh. It's only someone that is alive that can protect their children. For me, and this may not be a popular opinion, and that's okay. For me, your number one priority is to be alive, yourself and your children. That is the number one priority, is to be alive. Get yourself out of the environment that could unalive you or your children. As quickly as possible, get yourself out. So if there's physical violence happening, get out. Get out, like now. Now. Don't try and rationalize anything. Don't try and figure anything out. It's your life we're talking about. If you lose your life, so what's the point of an exit strategy if you're dead? There's nothing to plan, right? So for me, what is most important is to be out and safe. Safe, away from your abuser, away from the person that is hurting you. And then when you're out, you can then start putting things in place. But get out first is the way I think, right? And like I said, it's not popular because a lot of the coaches and the teachers and all the people that train on different things and all these things, they tell you to create a plan first. I don't agree. But not that you shouldn't have a plan. Have the most basic, right? As in have a place to stay, have a place that you can stay, have a place that your children can stay and be with you, and have a place where this man or woman, because men are being abused as well, this man or woman cannot touch you. Once you have those things, that's it. That's the basic, right? Everything else can be figured out. But you need to be alive first, right? So abuse is, yeah, anything that causes you pain or distress, anything that disrespects you or anybody that disrespects you. And people that have a kind of special relationship with you are the ones that do this. Your spouse, your children. Yeah, children do abuse their parents as well, and parents do abuse their children too. For the context of my channel and what I'm talking about here, it is spousal abuse, especially towards the woman, because that has been my story, that has been my experience. So please, please, please do not stay. Recognize abuse for what it is. And a lot of abusers will always come back. They would beg you and beg you and beg you and promise that it's never going to happen again. I am yet to know of someone, a guy, who used to beat his wife and no longer does or stopped doing it. I don't know. I'm not saying they don't exist. They probably do, but I don't know of anyone who has done that. What I hear people say is that once a man hits you one time, he's going to do it again. And like they said, you allow the treatment meted out to you by what you accept. So in relationships, even at the very beginning, you need to let him or her know your boundaries. What is a total no-no for you? What is a deal breaker for you? What is it that when it happens, you're not even going to stop for a conversation? You're not even going to talk. That's it. That's the end. Have such conversations before you get into deep. What are the things you would accept? What are the things you will not accept? It goes both ways. The man, talk about yours. The woman, talk about yours. What are the things you will not accept? What are the things that are not even is not even worthy of conversation once it happens? That's it, it's done. Have such conversations, right? Before you get into deep. Because a lot of people do not define these things. For some men, it's okay to verbally abuse their wife in front of, or their girlfriend in front of people, even privately. It's okay for them to abuse them. That's how they've been raised. They don't see that as a bad thing. They just feel that they're letting their emotions, they're letting their feelings known. And that's the way they feel they can do it. The woman may think that is total disrespect. You do not insult me. You do not abuse me. Regardless of how angry you are, it's not acceptable. You can have an adult conversation with me without resorting to calling me names or making me feel less of who I am, right? So, and these are two people, they've come together. Life brings us together, in different, exciting, different, wonderful ways. But, we all come from different backgrounds, and these conversations should be had before you get into deep. No, this is not acceptable. No, I'm not going to accept that. No, 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 no. We're not doing it. We're not doing it this way. We're not doing this. This is not it, right? It's important to have some conversations. And I find that many people run away from having these conversations because they don't want to ruffle the feathers, because they do not want to stir the boat or stir the pot, because they do not want to miss out, because they do not want not to be in a relationship, because they do not want the guy or the woman to start having second thoughts. So they hold on to all these things. They keep quiet about it. They never define the boundaries. They never talk about it. They just keep quiet and accept whatever happens in the relationship with the hopes that somehow magically those things will never happen again. That's a lie. If someone behaves in a particular way, that's their habit, that's who they are, right? Unless they make a conscious decision and put in a lot of effort by themselves to fix that habit, to break that habit, to replace that habit, it's going to continue regardless of the certificate you sign as being man and wife, regardless of the number of years you dated prior to getting married, regardless of anything else, right? So it's important to talk and talk about everything. If the man is right for you, or if the woman is right for you, it will be okay having these conversations. It's okay. It will be okay. They won't have an issue with you defining your boundaries. No, they won't. If it's the right person. Now, if you're concerned about having such conversations with your boyfriend or girlfriend, then there is a problem. There is a problem, because you should be with someone that you are free with, someone that makes you free to express yourself freely without any fear of repercussions or judgment or anything like that. You should be with that kind of a person. So if you find yourself not being able to express yourself, or you're concerned about how this person is going to perceive you because you're stating your deal breakers, there is a problem already. You probably shouldn't be with that person. These are conversations we don't want to hear, but these are conversations we need to have prior to saying I do. Because the things you ignore before you get married are usually the same things that cause trouble further down the line. It's better to sort them out and discuss them now in the dating phase before you get married. They say that a broken relationship is better than a broken marriage. They say that, but in some ways, yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a broken marriage either. You need to fight for yourself. You need to fight for your happiness. You need to fight for your sanity. You need to fight for your fulfillment and purpose in life. If you're with someone who is jeopardizing all of that, why are you still there? Why are you allowing someone have so much control over your happiness, over your sanity, over your purpose and fulfillment in life? Right? So anyway, today's session was just to discuss abuse. If you enjoyed any of this, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel because I'll be sharing a lot more on this topic as the days go by, the weeks go by, the months go by. I'll be sharing a lot of things because this is my story. And I want to help people come out on the other side as I have come out on the other side. When people hear my story, they don't believe it happened to me. They don't believe I'm the same person that went through years of abuse, 9 years of physical abuse, and then 13 years in total of emotional abuse, psychological abuse, financial abuse, sexual abuse, all of it, right? I'm the same woman talking to you, glad that I came out happy, loving life, changing lives, fulfilling my purpose, traveling, helping people, extremely happy, right? I'm the same person. And I want that for you as well. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So please go ahead and subscribe to this channel, share this with your friends, the people you know would benefit from this. And until next time, take care of yourself. Much love. Bye-bye.